Morning, guys. Friday morning. Up and at 'em. Out here doing it. Lovely day today. Warm, but it's nice. Every now and again there's a bit of a breeze. But it is a decent day. But anyway, I wanted to talk about those small steps, guys. And that ball, keeping that ball rolling. Because we become overwhelmed by the big picture, the bigger piece. And that's just the place that we want to get to. Breaking that big piece down into smaller pieces makes it easier when we get there. It makes it easier to get there. But it means not looking at the whole picture and becoming overwhelmed. And the only way you're going to get there, the only way you're going to move towards where you want to be, is starting that ball rolling, guys. Giving it a little bit of a shove. And the way we do that is by the little pieces. And then once you get that ball rolling, start moving it in the right direction. If you get a big cake put in front of you, and someone says to you, "Hey, I got that for you," do you look at that big piece of cake and go, "Holy crap, I've got to eat, am I going to eat all that?" And attempt to try and eat it all in one sitting? Or do you break that down into smaller pieces, spread it out over a period of time, which allows that body to break it down better too, utilise it better. It's way better all round. You keep going forward, moving forward in getting that cake finished up. But at the same time, your body's going to be able to handle it, just like the mind goes. Morning. Just like the mind goes. If you're looking at the big thing, your mind's going to go into overwhelm because it doesn't know what to do. It's trying to figure out all the different scenarios that it possibly can, because the brain's trying to protect you going forward into the unknown part, because there's an unknown. I want that, but I'm here. I've got to get from here to there. There's an unknown. So the brain starts to try and compute. It tries to figure it all out. And then you go into the overwhelm because you're not thinking about the smaller pieces. The smaller pieces are the pieces that get you there in a better manner, just like that cake. If you break those smaller pieces down, then you're not going to go into overwhelm. You're going to be able to work on each individual piece on the way there, just like a jigsaw puzzle goes. You spread that jigsaw puzzle out, you get a couple of pieces together, all of a sudden, now you got a little bit of an idea of a better picture. And then you just start testing out, putting pieces into place. Before you know it, you've got the big picture. Same with life, guys. But the only way to get that ball rolling is to take that step and to push it with the smaller pieces. Even if that means reading a page of a book that helps you in your choice of going forward towards something. That's a small piece. It puts the brain in the right trajectory, right? It gets it in the right position, keeps it going in the forward motion. But if we look at the big picture and we're just sitting there, you could be sitting there for a long time, guys, because you ain't going to push the ball. Morning. You ain't going to push the ball. And the idea is to get moving towards our goals, get moving towards those things that we want. Don't be stopped by the can'ts. The only way you're going to get the can'ts come up is if you stop. And the reason you're stopping is because you're getting into the overwhelm and saying, "I can't." Don't get into the overwhelm. It don't matter how difficult something can be. If you keep going at it, you'll get it in the end. I know someone in London, when I was over there, living over there, they took their driving tests. I don't know how many. I think it was like 8-10 times. But they're driving now. You know why? Because they kept going, kept the ball rolling, kept moving, learning, seeing where they went wrong. Morning. Seeing where they went wrong, correcting things, and then going back and doing it again. The small pieces, getting the small pieces right, which make the bigger piece, the bigger picture. But the only way to do that, guys, is to get started, get the ball rolling. And yeah, you're going to come up against things that are going to be much more difficult, a little bit harder along that way, depending on what you're doing. So what do? you push harder. If you're going uphill, you get behind that ball, you support it, push, you support, push. Pieces. If you come up against a bit of a mistake, a bump as I like to call them, what do? You stop, say I can't. No. You push that over or around or through. You don't quit, you keep going. But do the small pieces. There's going to come a time when you're going to level out. There's going to come a time when you're going to go downhill some. Morning. There's going to come a time when you're going to go downhill. It's going to be a bit easier. You might be able to free roll. You might be able to let go a little bit and be a little bit like, ooh, okay. But then it's going to come to a point where, you know, you could be going back uphill again. Healing is not linear, guys. Healing is, it'll go up and then it'll drop, and then it'll go up and then it'll drop. As long as you're still climbing, you're good. And that's the same with your goals, guys, and the places you want to get to. Small pieces. If you miss the small pieces and you take big leaps, what happens when you're in the position of maybe it'd have been a better thing to do the small pieces because you learn? So what happens when you're up there and then all of a sudden you've got the small pieces coming at you that you haven't got any idea about because you've not witnessed any of it. You've not played it out. Now you don't know what to do. You've got a clue. So do the small bits, guys. Don't miss out on the small pieces. You know, as you know, you'll get some people saying, oh, we don't need to do that. We'll skip around it. No, do it. Do it. Learn. Know how to do it well. Even if you're like, oh, I know how to do that, do it again. The more you do something, the better you get. Stay the course, guys. Namaste.